What is going on, people? Now we're gonna go ahead and cover Petite Devil, mainly only about the Colosseum. But I do have to say that if you need any other reason to pick up Petite Devil outside of being for Colosseum, that is, she is a very, very good range hero, one of the best, and she also brings research speed, which, let's be honest, research is never going to end on this game. There will always be new research, so having that 25% boost is a nice, well, boost. But also, she is one of the top heroes for a magic squad for monster hunting, so all of that stuff you should keep in mind. But today we're talking about Colosseum, and since she was my number 4 for Colosseum, what exactly is it that makes her so good? Well, let's go over her skills real quick, okay? First one, Annoying Flash. Unleashes a mid-range blinding ray at the target, dealing damage to all enemies in a line and restoring HP. Now, it deals a very decent amount of damage, about 5,000, and it restores about 4,000 HP. This is actually really, really big because this is kind of like a cleave. She will technically target one enemy, but everything around that enemy, like in a line, will get hurt. And there's been tons of times where that cleave has actually taken out the healer, etc. So it can be very annoying. Next up, Prank. Lobs a bomb at the target, dealing damage and magic damage for 6 seconds. So again, she has an ability that does a lot of damage up front, and then you also have this one that does damage over time. So if she does get stunned, silenced, etc., and she has done Prank, that damage is still going to keep going, and it is a lot of damage. We're talking, what, about 10,000 damage? That is a lot, okay? So far, she has a lot of damage output and in a mild heal. I say mild heal, but a lot of times that heal has been the difference between her life and death. So something to keep in mind. Devil's Lineage. Aevatrex lust for the dark powers defines the devil in her. Increases magic attack by 480. So if you thought that all of these things were going to be doing some decent damage, her passive is pretty much just dealing more damage. So yeah, she brings the damage. And then of course, Devil's Lullaby. Now let's be honest, this is what really sets her apart. Sings an ominous lullaby, dealing damage to all enemies and inflicting stun for 5 seconds. Now the damage that it deals, it's mild, it's okay, it's about 3,500. But the stun is the game changer. Not only is it a global stun, meaning that no matter where the enemies are, they will get stunned for 4 seconds. But if she does this while another enemy is doing their ultimate ability, and it's not a one-off like hers, it will completely cancel that ability. So Devil's Lullaby has won me matches that I really had no business winning. Okay, now there are a couple of negative things about her that I really have to point out. The first thing is her intelligence, which is 1,357. Like I mentioned on my other video, the top 5, her intelligence is just a little too high. Now, some people may say, well, the higher the intelligence, the more damage you do, etc., etc. But the point here is that since her intelligence is always so high, Demon Slayer, Femme Fatale, Curse Hunter, etc. will always target her, and making her a very vulnerable target that you need to protect at all times. The problem with that, though, is that her defense is literally non-existent. 90 defense. She drops like a fly. So this is also one of the reasons why you see her a lot with Grove Guardian and Witch Doll and things like that, because she dies so easily to things like Demon Slayer and Assassins, and sometimes not even them. Like sometimes she just dies to a Don Guapo by himself. So that's one of the biggest negatives for her. But enough about that. Let's see her in action and see exactly what she can do. Alright, now let's go ahead and take a look at her here. Now, we are going up against a Demon Slayer, so I want to show you exactly why this can be an issue. But just keep in mind that even though the Demon Slayer is going to jump on her right here, she does take it fairly well. But when you put the Lore Weaver and the Demon Slayer proc together, it automatically just took her out right away. So that's why you have to be very, very careful and try not to use her against things like Demon Slayer, etc., because a lot of times she's just not going to perform very well. But if she's not a super vulnerable target, let's see how she works. Now, on this one, we do have Witch Doll and Petite Devil being our main damage dealers in here. And I just want you guys to see her interaction over here with Don Guapo. She is being targeted by him, but the damage that she's going to be able to put right here and the stun, boom, is going to be able to give us enough time in order to take out this Don Guapo right here and then focus on the enemy side. Now, they got a lucky heal right there because more heroes were going to die on their end. But now that the Don Guapo is done on their side, my Petite Devil is just proccing and proccing and proccing. And now they literally have nothing that they can do. The Grove Guarding would usually be an issue, but since we've already been in their backside, that Grove Guarding is not doing much. And then all of these stuns, they literally have no shot. So if you see a Don Guapo coming over to your Petite Devil and she takes him out, it's almost surely GG. Now here I was going against Petite Devil myself, but I just unloaded a bunch of assassins on her, and I want you guys to see essentially what ends up happening with her. She just gets absolutely destroyed. Watch this, watch this. Just gone. You missed it? Let's go ahead and run it back, because that is one of the dangers with her, and why a lot of times if you build a team around her, it can be very problematic. So let's go ahead and see that from the other side this time. All right, now let's go ahead and flip it, and just keep an eye on her specifically. There she goes. Don Guapo gets over there, Demon Slayer gets over there, Femme Fatale gets over there, Curse Hunter gets over there, and then all of these procs are just, they're dead. So yeah, one thing I will say though is that whenever there are constellations that boosts up like Witch Doll and heroes like that, their intelligence, but it doesn't really boost up Petite Devils, that's actually beneficial for Petite Devil, because then that means that Witch Doll is the one that's gonna get all the Demon Slayer attention, etc., because that will bump her intelligence over Petite Devil. So that's also really, really good. But 9 times out of 10, Petite Devil is gonna take advantage of a constellation, because a lot of times they use like magic dealers, you know, females, etc., and she falls into a lot of those categories. So for Witch Doll to fall into one of those categories and Petite Devil to not, is kind of rare. But that's why you also really want to pay attention to the constellation, because the constellation can literally make super solid teams not work anymore. Just because the targeting might be different, the damage threshold might be different, the defense, etc. So it's something that you really, really got to keep in mind when you're doing these Colosseums. So all in all, Petite Devil is very, very solid, especially if you're using it offensively. I feel like defensively, it can kind of be taken advantage of just because of the Demon Slayer that we keep mentioning. But if you are the one challenging your opponent like this, then you know that usually when I see Petite Devil, that is my #1 priority. If I take out the Petite Devil, their team is gonna have a very bad time. It's kind of like when I see a Demon Slayer on a team, I know that if I can bait him and destroy him, their team's offense is usually gonna have a very bad time. So it's something that you have to focus on. But if you're not going up against anything crazy like right here, you can easily go with Petite Devil in the back, and she can definitely help you like that. As a matter of fact, let's actually see if we can do it. Yeah. So this new hero, by the way, is one that I'm keeping my eye on, because he seems to be very, very strong for Colosseum. So he could be one of the better tanks, but not a lot of people have him gold. I don't see him a bunch. So we'll have to keep an eye on him. But I feel like Petite Devil can be really good here, because her stuns are going to be insane. Lore Weaver does keep us alive. And now if Petite Devil can get a proc here, we might be in business. Let's see. Witch Doll is taking a beating though. Ugh. But my Petite Devil should be able to get a proc here soon, which will help us a lot, because we're taking a lot of damage. And that's another thing that Petite Devil does is that she stalls when like if you need a heal super urgently, she is one that will usually help you out a lot when it comes to that. I really need my Berserker to stay alive though, and it looks like none of us is really dealing enough damage, which kind of sucks. I need my Berserker to stay alive. If my Berserker dies, I might be in trouble, and I might just be in trouble right here. But we'll see. We'll see. Witch Stall, this would be a great time to proc right here. If you can take out that Lore Weaver. So close. Okay, but we took out their tank, and our Lore Weaver took out their Lore Weaver. So now is basically, this is where Petite Devil is really going to shine, because she's going to be able to control the battlefield with her stuns. I mean, technically, I have Witch Stall and Petite Devil, which is a really solid combo, but if my tank goes down here, I might be in trouble. But I get to stall a little bit because of Petite Devil. Oh my goodness, this is it. This is why she is just so really. Her stuns were invaluable here, and then of course her damage. Let's just be honest. Her damage is also a catalyst here. So that was really interesting. That new hero, that new tank, also really looks good. So he might be making my list sooner than later. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Petite Devil, if you do not have her, I would suggest you get her. If not for Colosseum, for everything else she brings to the table, research, monster hunting, attack for range, etc. So yeah, appreciate you guys for watching, and until later, bye.